Okay, this video is kind of piggybacking off of my last video a little bit, but you don't need to watch the other one. I just, it kind of brought me to some thoughts about climate change. So I was thinking, how can we convince these climate deniers to accept climate change and to take actions that mitigate climate change? Well, instead of focusing on convincing them, throwing studies at them, instead of even trying to get them to accept the climate change at all, there's one characteristic about these climate deniers that is kind of shared pretty collectively amongst all of them, and it's that they are perhaps kind of conservative, right? Now, they are, you could say they're politically conservative, but beyond that, they might even be economically conservative. And that economic conservatism, the fiscal conservatism, it kind of extends to everyday life, right? People who are conservative are generally not very wasteful, right? So, as a person who is trying to reverse this climate change problem, and you look at these people and you don't understand how you can't convince them that climate change is real, how can you kind of what's a better strategy to bring these people to your cause? Well, I don't want to say you can exploit them, right? But to a certain extent, you can kind of exploit their conservatism a little bit, and an example of this is, again, through that economic conservatism. If somebody, or for example, say somebody is driving somewhere, and they want to save money, right? They don't want to. They don't necessarily want to drive three separate cars to the same place. And this example was highlighted to me the other day when I was going to my grandparents, and we were all going to drive three different cars to the same place, and it didn't make any sense. I'm sitting there telling myself, like, well, why are we doing this? And my conservative father, I convinced him, like, hey, let's not do this. Let's drive together. Let's carpool. And even though I can't get him to perhaps believe in climate change, what I can do is I can get him to carpool, right? It's these little things like this that you can. Again, I don't like using the word exploit, but essentially you're kind of exploiting their conservative values, and you can do little things like this. People want to save on electricity, right? So you you turn the lights off. You convince them to turn the lights off, and you convince them that it makes sense to turn the lights off because they're going to save money while also helping the environment. And you can do this with recycling. You can do it with any number of things. It's just a little kind of a way to bring these people to your cause without necessarily bringing them consciously to your cause. They're kind of unconsciously helping this to reverse this climate change problem, and you do so by kind of contributing to their values by exploiting their values, right? So just wanted to give that little thought to you, because we can point the finger and blame the conservatives or blame the corporations for climate change, but if we and that's another way. If, say, you're at work and I don't know, your boss is not very concerned with the environment, well, what can you do? Well, you can save that business money by, I don't know, by shoving more trash into the same trash bag or something simple like that, right? It doesn't have to be big changes, but if you can make economic sense to a lot of people, then you can at the same time reduce the climate impact. So again, just it was just this is just a little thought I wanted to get out there to you. It's not like you have to all be on the same page across the board. There are different ways to find similar paths to the same goal, and or rather, there's different paths to find to the same goal. And if we are more conscious about those those paths, as opposed to focusing on the differences, focusing on the disagreements we have, then we're going to be more successful at achieving those goals. So just give that a little thought. Look up here. It's just like this nice snow-covered landscape. It's people don't like the winter. I love the winter. I think it's great. You know, if you've never gone on a nice night hike at night, little moonlight with a nice snow cover, you should try it. Thanks for watching.